Where to begin with this story? It's like 3 in the morning. It's about like 3:30 something in the morning. Um, there's this thing, where I live basically, like a routine almost. I get up around 2, 3 in the morning because, while my mom's at work and she's not gonna get home around 6, 7 in the morning, well, Mark, her like fiance, he goes to work at like 2, 3 in the morning, which means there's no one to watch my little sibling. There's no one to watch Madison. So I do it. Again, I think it's important to realize that like how much of a perk that is because it's not my kid, it's not my responsibility. And maybe someone's like, yeah, even though it's not your kid, it's family. Yeah, like first of all, let's pause. I understand that. Family's family. Um, I'm basically just trying to say how much of an advantage and basically how grateful they should be that I even do this anyway. Because there are, you know, I know from maybe some more old school people who may be watching, like when I was a child, I had to watch out for like my 17 brothers and sisters, and you know, I had to take care of my sibling. Like it was no ifs, ands, or buts. There was no arguments. So yeah, I get that. I get where you're coming from with that. But I'm just saying this isn't necessarily that generation anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many people, so many young kids, like 11 to my age, 17, 20 years old, who maybe they're still living at home. They wouldn't do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm making it clear that it is a perk indeed what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? This whole system, this routine, I don't argue about it anymore. I'm never like, oh, no, but I don't want it. It's late. I'm tired. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my little sibling. That's something I established with myself that I love them. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to help them. I'm going to take care of them any way I can. You know what I'm saying? And that includes getting up early, early, early in the morning. And another perk I want to mention, again, like I said, it's not my responsibility. And any other person, teen of today, probably wouldn't do what I do, especially without any fuss. That's basically what I'm stressing right now, and the point I'm trying to get across to set up this whole situation right now. And the situation does have to do with being transgender. Maybe someone's like, how? Well, trust me, I'm getting there. Very, very transphobic event again happened. Yeah, so I just want to make that clear. Not many people, not other like teens will be doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Yet alone, it's also my break. Like my break time from school. I have a week free of work, so I could be sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I could really be selfish, and I could be like, no, hell no, I ain't getting up. You know what I'm saying? This is my break. This is my time to do what I want. I could be like that, but again, I'm not. So to set up the situation of what I'm talking about, basically, it's typical routine. I get up. Well, I had already been out there since like 11, midnight, somewhere around that time, and I basically wait until it's 2 or 3, unless I'm already asleep. And from that time, like I said, my mom's fiance, I'll just say Mark, that's their name, they go on to work, and I'm left to care for my little sibling. That's fine, that's the usual routine. Now, um, I was watching a movie when it was like 2:30 something, whatever, 2-ish, when Mark came out with Madison. Because before the time where I'm technically supposed to be watching them, when I volunteer, whatever, to watch them, whatever, my little sibling is with Mark. Anyway, they brought them out there and put them in the crib, and then they're, Madison sleeping right away. That wasn't a problem. I was watching a movie, like I said, and then, at low volume, I turned it down and I just turned it off. I'm like, okay, I can sacrifice this. I can just watch it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Because I don't want to risk my little sibling. I don't want to disturb my sibling. Again, that's me being respectful. That's me giving respects. And on to the problem, basically. My little sibling started squirming. And believe me, I'm only going to make each of these parts like maybe 6 minutes long. Because I don't like these long videos that I do. I really don't. All that editing stuff, I wish I knew how to chop it up, but unfortunately, sometimes, I have like 14, 15-minute videos. So, anyway, I'm wasting time. Anyway, like I said, eventually Madison did start squirming, like in the crib. So I go over to them. At first, I go to the fridge. I get them like a cold bottle of milk that calms them down, puts them to sleep. Like I said, I turn the majority of the lights off. Um, I go back to Madison, try to give them the milk that calms them down for like 5 minutes, and they start squirming again. That's just how they are. I'm like, okay, this means, and especially when Madison sat up, that meant, okay, they're not going to go back down as easily. People who deal with kids usually or babies, like you know what I'm talking about. There's like a certain point that babies or kids reach, maybe like a toddler, when they just won't go back down. Doesn't matter if you have like the warmest blankets or the best, coldest bottle of milk, they're not going down. And I knew that. So I picked Madison up and I feel the sheets, the sheets of the crib, base of the crib, and they're like kind of damp, which means that they were hot. Basically, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I definitely can't lay them back down now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's it. They're definitely not gonna be able to sleep. Who sleeps on wet sheets? I can't. You know how it is like when you wake up in like a cold sweat. Shoot, I can't sleep, so I know Madison isn't gonna be able to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, it's the 6 minute mark already. Basically, I picked them up and I changed their diaper because their diaper felt wet too. And I need them to go to sleep as soon as possible, which means I try to make them as comfortable as possible. Anyway, that's it for part one.